Well, I'm joined right now by Huhi himself. Not Huhi, who's returning to NA LCS, but Huhi, who never left. Huhi, let's talk a little bit about CLG this year. You've had several changes to the roster. A couple different people left, a couple different people joined. What was the offseason like for you, and maybe what was your perspective on all those guys joining?
So we changed our jungle and support. Our jungle is Rain over now, and our support is Biofrost. And I think they're both like really positive players, really driven, have a lot of talents on what they're doing. Like they already won like several championships. Rain over won a lot of championships, same as Biofrost. So I feel like right now with those kind of personalities, like we are like one of the top teams, and it's just a matter of how fast we can synergize each other and how like what chemistry we can bring on as a team.
You know, I think I asked maybe Darshan this question, but historically people have looked at the TSM and CLG rivalry as like the main rivalry. Do you think that this year, you know, who would you identify as CLG's rival or the team that you want to beat?
Our rival, well, I want to say like our rival is on ourselves. Like it's just a matter of like if I can be better person than yesterday. Like if I can be a better player than yesterday. So that's what it all matters.
So it's more about just improving personally and as a team.
Yes.
Okay. Speaking of rivalries and improving as a team, Darshan also predicted that at the end of the split, you guys would be in first place. Do you agree with that statement?
Yes.
Whenever I ask any of the other players, like Darshan always makes these bold predictions, and I ask the players if they agree with them, and you guys just always go like, yeah, you know? I feel like you're lacking confidence when you say yes.
Yes, we'll be the first place, and at the end of the split,
You can't even say it with us.
I'm just really cold, you know. Okay.
Yeah, because it's like 65 degrees out here, so I can understand why you're freezing. No, you know, I'm also noticed that there are a great deal of new mid laners that are coming into the NALCS. A couple of guys coming over from Europe. What do you think of that as a mid laner yourself?
Well, they're new players.
But they're kind of not because they've played previously.
Okay. They're different players.
Yes.
But I don't know, like honestly, like it doesn't really make me nervous facing them at all. I don't know, I feel even more confident because now I have Rivalries my jungler. We synergize pretty well. We both speak Koreans, like we're a really good friend. We work with each other really well. Like we criticize each other really easily. So I don't know, I just see like us going up and up instead of like worrying about, oh, there's this new big names coming in. I'm worried. Like that's not my issue right now.
Yeah. What do you think of the best of one change?
I personally really liked it instead of the two best of threes because I thought two best of threes was just too much for us because I can never really watch all the games of LCS, and it just sucked for whoever played on Friday's match, and then right after we had to play Saturday match. So whoever we played on Saturday will have a lot of information of like how we were gonna draft and how we were gonna play that week. So I kind of felt unfair whenever that happened. If it happened several times last split for us, especially. And for me, the best of one just makes a lot more sense so that viewers have like less to follow, so it's really easier to get into. So that's a really positive part, and also any like international tournament, Worlds and MSI we have a group stage that is best of one, so it's also practicing for that group stage. And when we go to playoff, that's when we have a best of 5, which is exactly the same format that we're gonna have in international tournament. So I don't think it hurts the competitive side at all.
Speaking of international tournaments, 2016 saw CLG at international tournaments and competing on the international stage, but unfortunately you were not able to have that happen in 2017. You know, what will be different about the team in 2018, or what changes do you think will allow you to get back to the international stage?
So I think the biggest change for me is that everyone is so driven, but like that drive will affect our consistentness. Like before we lacked some consistency, like people will have a great day and that will be will in great days we'll beat every other teams. But the problem is how we can keep up with the great days, right? We couldn't really control those because there will be moments that people were sad or people were not feeling great because of some other reasons outside of the game. And I feel like with these teams, it's a lot more in control. Everyone knows how to control the balance between work and others emotional parts, so that it doesn't really affect how we practice, and our practice is really consistent, and we're always kind of moving forward instead of getting backward.
Yeah. So everybody's talking about CLG, TSM, Cloud9, Team Liquid. But I think, once again, you kind of have this weird thing where people aren't sure how to evaluate the other teams. If you had to pick a dark horse, or a team that you think people should be watching out of those other 6, who would you pick?
A dark horse. Can
Clutch, Golden Guardians.
I say us?
No. You are in the 4 that I just mentioned. You can't. I just said you can't pick one of those 4.
But I want all the spotlight. Okay, I'm joking. If I have to choose one dark horse, it will be... I'll say 100 Thieves.
Okay.
Because of Afro. He's my boy.
Okay. You guys still have a good relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to hear. Yeah, it does seem like there's a lot of teammates now all over the place, right? You've got Xmithy over on Team Liquid. You've got Afro on 100 Thieves. It's just CLG is spawning players across all these different teams. So it'll be interesting to see how this year looks. And I'm pretty excited for it. Is there anything that you would like to say to any of the fans, Huhi?
Hello, fans. There will be a lot of changes, and we'll have to figure out lots of things with our new players. And since our shot caller and leader left, we also have a big shoes to fill on, and people were pretty worried about it. But I will say, just trust on us, and we'll always figure out the way to go, which is the first place and being the best. So we'll always make you guys proud on the Rift, and hope you guys will keep supporting us.
Jersey.
And New Jersey.
You check out the rest of our coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel.
Help them out.
Thank you, everyone, for the support. I hope you enjoyed that interview. I really appreciate all the support that I have gotten from folks over the past couple of weeks. And if you'd like to support me, you can do so over at travisgafford.com/support.